Welcome back to Yoshi Entertainment, everybody. So I'm late with this story, but I still wanted to, put some words out on it. So if you haven't heard, there's a man named Charleston White. I guess he's sort of like an internet personality, if you will, who has been really going back and forth with T.I, the rapper, over his son, King Harris. Now, if you know what's been going on with that lately, his son has been all over the news, causing trouble. Everybody has said that, he's that one in the bunch, in the family, out of all the kids, that's just really entitled and hard-headed, and he just don't want to, settle down or, do the right thing. He's just all over the place. He's disrespectful. And, a lot of people were saying, well, to everybody else's knowledge, T.I and Tiny's other children are not like that. But for some odd reason, he's just, like I said, that one in the bunch that's just wilding out. And a lot of people are saying, it's really, we blame T.I and Tiny because they should have done something to adjust that behavior. But anyways, back to Mr. Charleston White. So he strikes me as the type of person that if he's going to talk about something, or when he wants to talk about something, he's going to talk about them or whatever, and he's going to be very blatant and rude about it. And that is exactly what he did to King Harris. He talked about his physical appearance. He was calling that young man all kinds of yellow thises and that's. And I just thought that was kind of messed up. Not kind of messed up. That was messed up because that's still somebody's child. He did talk about how he was like rude and disrespectful, which of course everybody agreed with that. But why did he have to bring his appearance into it? I'm still not sure about that. Like, I don't understand. Like I said, I've seen this happen multiple times. Like, if you're going to address somebody and the things that they do, that's fine. But, to drag, somebody, especially somebody's child, those are fighting words. Like, you can't expect somebody to not say something back to you after you drag their child, especially their physical appearance, because for crying out loud, they got that from their parents. But like I said, everybody was agreeing with him when he said, he's a disrespectful kid. He doesn't have any respect for, anybody, especially any adults, et cetera, et cetera. But then he lost a lot of people whenever he brought Trayvon Martin into it. And he said he would Trayvon Martin the young man. And I just thought that was very tactless, more than tactless of him, really. Like, it was just very lacking in empathy and wrong for him to do that, especially coming from him being a black man. Like, a lot of people were like, they were with him until he said that. And then they became very upset with him over that. But then some people reminded us that we should not be surprised hearing this come from him because he is a Trump supporter. Now, you do with that information what you will. But after finding that out, I wasn't surprised that he said it either. I mean, I was still shocked, of course. And like I said, it definitely just rubbed me the wrong way. And I still think that was just awful to say. Like, and that, his mother probably has heard that already, and she probably has to hear that. I don't know how many times, like, why they can't just leave that young man alone, but like I said, a lot of people really were disappointed and upset with him for saying that. But since he brought the subject up, that's when T.I stepped in and was basically like, keep my son's name out your mouth. Which, like I said, that's a reasonable response from a parent. T.I is a parent. I believe he was speaking from the perspective and the position of a father. Like, that's his son. Now, I am not anybody's T.I or Tiny fan, okay? I do not agree with a lot of the stuff that they've done and said, but like I said, in this moment, he was coming to the defense of his son, so you can't blame him for jumping in and, saying what he said to him, in defense of his son. Now, just more recently, I heard, it could be wrong, could be just a rumor, but I heard that he was upset because a lot of people were not taking his side in this, debacle that they're having. And I think it's because, again, people see his child as disrespectful and rude. And especially with that incident with the Waffle House employee, it made them, I think overall it has made people feel like he has an uppity attitude and that he feels like because that he's rich, whatever, that he looks down upon the working class and people who don't have a lot of money and people who, weren't graced with rapping talents to be able to make themselves rich and whatnot. And I think that right there is the reason why people are not taking his side. And because they're agreeing with Charleston White that his child is disrespectful, and they don't feel like he's doing anything, because every time we turn around in the media, it's, oh, King Harris is doing XYZ, and people are tired of always seeing, once his name is in the media, it being attached to him doing something or saying something that's disrespectful. And so far, Charleston White is kind of one of the only people, who was, I guess, I'll say bold enough, I'll say blatant enough to actually say something about it. And people keep forgetting, because, a lot of people were saying, well, why was he even talking about his son to begin with? At the end of the day, it's freedom of speech. People can say what they want to on the internet. There's also freedom of consequences. So that's one thing that a lot of people keep forgetting. If you're going to say something on social media, if you're going to upload a video, if you're going to put your children out there, whether they're good or bad, you have the right to do that. But people also have the right to say whatever they want to. People should not take advantage of that and say and do mean things, but that's something that happens. Like I said, I don't blame him for coming to the defense of his child, although, I do agree that, he needs to do something, sit him down and talk to him, do something, to try and get him to understand that, but hey, that's neither here nor there. So, y'all tell me what y'all think down in the comments below. Who you think is right, who you think is wrong, or, what can possibly be done to squash this debacle, like I said, because it's getting really, really messy. And I don't like, like I said, when people take this kind of stuff to the internet and then it escalates, and, what we don't want is for something bad to happen, So y'all tell me what y'all think down in the comments below.